Okay, this is my prediction video for UFC 121, Cain Velasquez versus Lesnar. Let's first start off saying that, guys, there won't be pictures and all those editing tools that I normally have in my prediction videos, along with the questions and whatnot. As you know, UFC 120 and UFC 121 were pretty close, a week in between each other. I have a lot of stuff going on with my son being less than 10 days away, work, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Not excuses, but I just want to let you guys know. Hopefully you still enjoy my video and still leave comments and whatnot. So I will definitely do it next time, but this time just kind of fell short. So let's first start off with Gonzaga versus Schwab, I believe. Brendan Schwab. This fight, I believe Gonzaga's going to win. I say TKO in the second round. Gonzaga has the size, he has the strength, he has the experience. I just really see Gonzaga really dominating this fight and really just putting it to Schwab and really just ending it. This fight is really too important for Gonzaga to lose. So I'm going to give it to Gonzaga second round. Now, next, let's move to Tito versus Matt Hamill. This fight is interesting because both of these guys, trained together. Tito took Matt Hamill underneath his wing, and pretty much, after the Ultimate Fighter, he won the Ultimate Fighter in season 3, I believe. He pretty much took him to his camp, trained him, and did all this other stuff, and pretty much, wanted to help him out as much as possible to make him the best fighter. Tito is really is coming off of a loss from Forrest Griffin, riddled with injuries, uses injuries for excuses, reason why he loses. Matt Hamill is coming off of his loss, off of a win from John Jones, even though he really lost, but he won by disqualification of John Jones for the elbows, the 6-12 elbows, or 12-6, I'm sorry, 12-6 elbows. And so I'm just not really seeing Tito winning this fight because of his injuries. I think Matt Hamill is the crisper wrestler. I'm not going to say I think they have about the same power, but I just think that the technique of Matt Hamill will be able to beat the old Tito Ortiz. I mean, not the new Tito Ortiz, I should say. The old Tito Ortiz, would definitely beat Hamill. But now Tito is old. He may be a little bit faster than Hamill, but he doesn't have the same takedown and ground and pound that he used to have. So I really see Matt Hamill winning this one by either by decision or just by grinding it out on Tito. So that's what I believe. Now let's go to Diago Sanchez versus Diago. This one I'm kind of up in the air on. I mean, as you know, Sanchez is coming off of his loss from Hathaway and BJ Penn. So at this point, does Sanchez really need to win? Yes, he does. Not that he's going to get kicked out or anything like that, because he moved to another division. But I still think that he really has it in his heart to really push this fight, and really he needs his win really badly. So I think that his heart and his tenacity and his go pressure is going to give him a decision, a unanimous decision. He's going to grind it out on Diago. I really do. I think that he just really needs this win, and his heart and determination is really going to take him for this win. I don't think he's going to win it by a submission or knocking Diago out, but I do believe that he's going to grind it out for a unanimous decision. So then let's go to Jake Shields versus Kampmann. This fight I'm very interested in because if you guys watch MMA outside of the UFC, Jake Shields is on a 14 winning streak. Jake Shields is probably he is probably the best jiu-jitsu guy in the 170-pound division. In his wrestling, I was really impressed when he went against Dan Henderson in his last fight that he just had. He just basically, I really don't like his fighting style because, from a fan side point, it's boring. But from my standpoint of actually training and stuff, it's very technical and it's very interesting in a technical way. His wrestling is superior. His jiu-jitsu is on another level. But the one thing he's lacking is power. He was pretty much mounted on Dan Henderson, probably 4 minutes at 4 minutes, round by round, and he couldn't finish him with his strikes. He has very weak strikes. His striking is lacking a lot. On the other hand, Kampmann, his strikes are very strong. He is a superior striker, obviously, when it comes to this matchup. But even though Shields has went against, top competitors, it's always been the competitors that have been kicked away from the UFC, that have been, how should I say, they were past their prime and, are not even at their prime yet. So it would be interesting to see how Shields does when he gets in the UFC. Will he choke, or will he, really, show that he belongs in the UFC? My thing is that I believe that he's gonna pretty much grind it out the same way he did with Dan Henderson, and he's gonna take Kampmann down and use his jiu-jitsu and his wrestling, which you guys have to admit. I mean, his wrestling is pretty good. He's going to use his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu to pretty much control Kampmann on the ground and then do a submission on him. That's what I think is going to happen. He can't strike, really. His striking, he won't knock the guy out, but his submission game is very tight, guys. Very, very tight. And so I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to probably, I would say second round, he's going to submit Kampmann. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We got Brock Lesnar versus Cain, Velasquez. Now, this is the main event. I really hate making decisions on Brock and his fights because you never know which way they're going to go. He has went against guys that have had superior striking, like he did with Shane Carwin, but Shane Carwin basically gassed himself out. Everyone knows that Brock has horrible striking. I mean, his boxing was pretty ridiculous. He's a great ground and pound guy. He's a great wrestler. He has some knowledge of submission, but his size is really what makes him the monster he is. His size and his ability to move around at that size, his speed at that size is excellent. But he's going against someone in Cain Velasquez who is excellent. He's a smaller guy, but his technique is excellent. So this match really is size and strength versus speed and technique. Which one? I'm a guy who normally goes after speed and technique. I don't know if you've actually seen the Tyson documentary, but he was talking about his training coach always telling him that speed kills, and with Cain he has a speed, and he also has the cardio. The cardio, is he going to pretty much work Lesnar to death? Is he going to work him to death to tire him out? And I just don't know. We have seen situations to where Brock has really turned the division around because of his size and his speed of being that size. Not a lot of guys are he's not like a tank. He's not like a, how can I say, he's not like a Bob Sapp or something like that where he's just super huge but he moves like a, like a tank and he doesn't have any type of speed. Brock is like a tank that moves like a, like a Jeep or something like that, But I really want to say that technique and cardio is going to reign over the strength and his strength and how he moves at that size. So, but I just can't, because I've seen situations to where people like Frank Mir, who has the technical aspect, and he's a smaller guy. He was a smaller guy, but he pretty much got taken down and got beat up. So I'm not gonna go against Lesnar again. He's proved me wrong multiple times, and I'm gonna go with Lesnar on this one to beat Cain Velasquez. I think his size would just be too much, and he'll hold him down and ground and pound him. Put him against the cage, take him down, and I would say third round, Lesnar is gonna TKO Cain Velasquez. So let's move on to my questions. I have one question, and it comes from Row35. He says, "Hey man, I got a question for you. You said Lesnar is going to beat Cain, but what do you think about Lesnar versus Dos Santos?" Well, Dos Santos is a different guy because he has a lot of power. He's a smaller guy, but he has a lot of power. His punching technique is great. But I really wasn't too. I mean, he beat up Big Belly. What's his name? I forget his name. But Roy Nelson. He really beat up Roy Nelson, but he didn't finish Roy Nelson. I know Roy Nelson has a good chin, but he didn't really finish him. So I really don't know. I still think that Lesnar would really take advantage of his small frame and pretty much throw him on the ground and pound him out. That's what I believe would happen. I'm going to go with Lesnar on this one and say Dos Santos would probably lose in the second round due to his lack of wrestling and lack of size. So Lesnar wins against Dos Santos if I had to choose. So once again, guys, this is my prediction video for UFC 121. If you have any comments, please leave them. Please rate and subscribe if you like this video. And I'll see you guys next time on the review of UFC 121. Also, guys, I'm going to do a review on EA MMA. I'm going to let it soak in a little bit, play it for about a week and a half, and then give you guys a good review on it of what I think about it. I did a review on the demo, and I really didn't like the demo, but I'm going to play the actual game and see what they changed and get my thoughts on that. So see you guys next time. Peace.